My next guest is Matt Hadgraft. I first met Matt a few years ago when we worked together on the musical The Boy from Oz. Matt's a huge Peter Allen fan. He's even created his own Peter Allen cabaret show. He's created Elton John tribute shows. He was even part of an Abba tribute band touring all over the country. Matt's been involved in community and professional entertainment for a very long time, and he's a really funny guy and a nice guy too. Welcome, Matt Hadgraft.
Hi, it's lovely to be here, chatting like old times.
It is a bit like old times, although you're not really here, you're there and I'm here. Or am I there and you're here?
I've no idea how we are both in a place at a time. It's very poetic and lovely when you think about it,
Is it?
but I never stop and think about it, so
I guess music and performing is a bit more than a hobby for you.
it is somewhat. I always wanted to be a film director or have my own sitcom or something else like that. But as a kid, I was a choir boy. Uh, Later, let's skip forward past all of school to I went to uni at the Queensland Conservatorium and was astonished to find out how much music I had already learnt through the choir. Like I had no idea how good it was until I got there. Anyway, music was so much in my bones that I noticed when it was missing. And I think that's more how I fell into it as a career of sorts. But that said, I never started making any kind of a living out of music until I moved to Melbourne, which is part of the reason I came here because there was so much more going on. So I'd played in an Abba tribute band, which was easily one of the best summative experiences you can have, and such a good way to see Australia because no matter where you land, people know Abba and they are prepared to get loose, screaming along to Abba. Oh God, you've never lived until you've played Abba at the misgender Orange Festival. It's
Is that an actual festival?
sorry, the Gayndah Miss Orange Festival. Yeah, it's real. So up in Gayndah, they crown the Orange Festival Chook of the Year. Look, I'm vague on the details, as but you can picture it.
So, what do you personally get out of performing other than, an income?
It's the income. I think you're dreaming if that's the reason you go into performing in the first place. But what you get out of performing is for me anyway, it's a special kind of sharing because I think audiences have an expectation of what they want to get out of a performance. You've got something that you want to share, and between the two of you, for that hour or hour and a half or whatever, you have this relationship that you just do not get anywhere else. When you take on a song or when you're deep into the narrative of a musical, whatever it is you happen to be doing, there's kind of like this outside reason everyone else is there, and bringing it to life and going through that, bringing it to life as a performer, but also going through that journey as an audience member. There's something very special about it. You get to express yourself. People give you that instant validation through applause. You both get to feel the same kind of things. It's tremendous, and yeah, you really build a relationship with whoever you perform to, I find.
And do you feel different in different audiences on different nights?
Oh yes. Sometimes if somebody's sitting there with their arms folded or worse on the phone, you're doomed. You're going to have a terrible time. You may as well just kind of read from the book the whole time. Sometimes the audience is breathing in sync with you and they're ready to laugh and they're just ready to take it all in. Some audiences are more easily pleased than others. And I've got to say, the easily pleased ones, you just have the best time because there's this appreciation that takes over the show.
You've been in your own shows, you've been in cabarets, you've been in fringe festivals. What keeps drawing you back to community theatre?
Everyone comes from different walks of life for the same reason, and that's to bring that show to life and put it on stage. And you get different mixes of abilities, different mixes of nerves, uh, different backgrounds, all sorts of things. But the product draws everyone together. And every single show I've ever been in has just had this special heart to it. You kind of make new friends. it's just such a wonderful thing to invest in.
Matt, when we met, you were musical director and I was production manager for M-Lock's The Boy from Oz. To say that you're a Peter Allen fan is a bit of an understatement. What sparked your fascination for all things Peter Allen?
Anyone who's done The Boy from Oz, I think, is on the same page where they didn't realize just what a magical legacy Peter Allen left. And the further you dig into his past and what he achieved, the more appealing it becomes. When you think of, there's only a handful of the songs he ever recorded that he didn't write. But when you consider everything he wrote, he performed and he meant it. He also wrote it in this really cleverly ambiguous way where it speaks to any gender. Anyone who needs to hear the song can hear it and it is validating for them. I always say that the words mean what you need to mean for whoever they need to mean it to. And I can say that better, but I'm not even going to try. More people sigh and get wistful at Tenterfield Saddler than any other song. They just absolutely love that. As for Still Call Australia Home, I mean, that brings the house down, and everyone knows it, and everyone's prepared to laugh and sing it, even though they don't know a lot of the words. That's fine. That's not the point. It's that song, you know? They crossed from being a novelty into, part of the national lexicon.
Matt, it's a really hard time for a lot of people at the moment, especially, and including, well, not especially, including people in the performing arts. How do you think theatre and cabaret and performing is going to change?
There'll probably be more of an appetite for something new. There'll be, I feel like people will have more of an appetite for original ideas, but in equal measure, they'll want to just be entertained. So I've picture in my mind that once all the restrictions are lifted and the world goes back to normal, there'll be a flood of people going out, lapping up theatre, taking it all in, having a wonderful time for about a month, and then it will die on back down again, and people will renew. There are all these streaming services that popped up out of the woodwork. I mean, who thought you could get 24/7 Disney? Personally, I think that there's going to be a big appetite for original work.
We're friends on social media.
Yes.
Daily push-ups, Olivia Newton-John, Speedos, old ladies in church. What's going on?
If somebody's posting a video of themselves doing push-ups every day, tell me, what is the point of that? What's it supposed to raise awareness of?
It's supposed to be raising awareness for mental health.
Right. How? How is somebody doing push-ups going to inspire you? Oh, I'd better make sure I'm looking out for people with mental health issues. It doesn't. That's the problem. So I tried to make this as entertaining as I can so that if nothing else, if somebody's having a tough time of it, if they watch the video, they can have 2 minutes of escape from how serious life can get and how the bad cards that we've all been dealt lately. But the old women in church is to say, they are the masters of those platitudes that make you feel better about themselves. Like you talk to any old lady in church, you will feel like a superstar by the end of the conversation because they're like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's great. I'm not going to do the same video again and again in the media, or people aren't going to watch them. It had better be worth watching, or people are going to tune out, forget it, and what happens to all those people with mental concerns?
Matt, it's been great chatting. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you, Mr. Hatt. It's always a pleasure.